Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Verna Barrett. This is TTT News. It's time for the headlines. 11 homeless after fire destroys Moruga home. Over 18,000 to write SEA next week. Education Ministry says all systems are go. Medical marijuana being considered to treat epileptic patients in Trinidad and Tobago. And in sport, Super League champs have new head coach as Sherlon David inks deal. 11 people, including 6 children, are tonight without a place to call home. This after fire broke out at their home at Edward Trace in Moruga on Monday. One of the owners, Pat McIntyre, said they believe the cause of the fire was not malicious.
My niece was playing with matches. And the bed, I think she said the bed caught on fire, and that is what started the whole thing.
She said it was a normal day and she and her daughter were busy upstairs.
We smelled something burning, and by the time we called out to find out what was going on, we saw black smoke coming from downstairs, and we just ran outside to try to find out what was going on. But by the time my daughter stepped off her bed, she said the ground was hot. So we realized the fire started downstairs.
Mrs. McIntyre said the heat was so bad they could not grab any of their belongings and they ran outside barefooted. They attempted to douse the flames with a hose, but she said the house was over 40 years old and it burned easily and quickly. With nothing salvaged from the flames, the family is appealing for assistance to replace school supplies, books and uniforms. They would also like to rebuild and are asking for donations of construction material as well. If you wish to help, you can call 785-9466. That's 785-9466. A total of 18,849 students have been registered to sit this year's secondary entrance examination across Trinidad and Tobago. The Ministry of Education says all systems are in place for the exam to run smoothly on April 4th. This is the first time since 2011 the exam would be held in the second term of the school year. And as a precaution, the ministry said the exam papers are currently lodged in a vault under 24-hour security. Marie Hull reports.
For 2019, the SEA exam will be held in April. The 3-hour exam will test students in mathematics, language arts and essay writing. Concessions, however, have been made for 284 students who have special needs.
This year we've had requests from approximately 403 students for concessions. We have actually approved 284 and 24 of those were withdrawn. Let me just emphasize that concessions are not meant to give students an advantage. It's really to give students who may have challenges an equal chance of performing.
Chief Education Officer Harilal Sitcharan explained the reason for changing the exam from May to April.
During the May period, what you had was competing demands from exam staff with respect to storage space and exam personnel, which created additional challenges within the ministry in terms of managing the exam. The second area had to do with the marking of exam, which now took place during the school term, which meant having personal writing and marking the exam coming out during school to mark it.
At a media conference on Tuesday, Mr. Sitcharan said as a precaution, the exam papers are currently lodged in the vault under 24-hour security.
The exam papers are now lodged, the SEA papers are now lodged in the Ministry of Education in our vault. We have taken every security precaution possible. Literally, those papers are under 24/7 security, both in terms of cameras and personnel.
The 2019 SEA exam will begin on April 4th and begin at 8:30 a.m. Marie Hall, TTT News.
Meanwhile, the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission has activated a hotline to ensure that the electricity supply at all secondary entrance assessment centers will be efficient on exam day. The SEA examination is scheduled to take place on April 4th, 2019, and the hotline will be accessible from 12 noon on April 3rd until 3 p.m. on the day of the examination. Principals and exam supervisors can access the hotline at 794-7264 or 794-4823 in the event of any inconsistency in electricity service or any concerns surrounding electrical safety. TNTEC says there are no planned interruptions for that day, and their standard trouble report numbers are 800 bulb, that's 800-2852, and 800 TTEC 8832. Remain available 24/7. Heritage Petroleum Oil Company has earned $700 million TT between the months December 2018 and January 2019. Minister of Energy and Energy Industries Franklin Kahn gave the figures in the Senate this afternoon in response to a question from opposition Senator Wade Mark.
In December 2018 and January 2019 was US $38,309,368. That's for December, and for January, US $64,405,490, for a grand total for the 2 months of US $102,714,857, or approximately TT 700 million TT dollars.
The Energy Minister also gave the breakdown of the expenditure by Paria Fuel Trading Company for the same period. He said the company spent $415 million TT on the importation of refined fuels.
Diesel, US $9.8 million in December 2018 and US $10.68 million in January 2019. Super, US $14 million in December 2018 and US $14.2 million in January 2019. Premium, US $2.1 million in December 2018 and US $2 million in January 2019. Jet fuel, $0 total in December, which none was imported because there was stock, and US $8.2 million in January 2019.
Minister Khan said, however, approximately half of the fuel imported by Paria Trading was re-exported to regional markets, thus earning additional foreign exchange. Good news for epileptic patients, as medical cannabis can be used to help in treatment in the near future. This from Health Minister Terence Dialsing in his feature address at the Purple Day observance at the Brian Lara Promenade in Port of Spain Tuesday. Ian Wason has more.
Health Minister Terence Dialsing explained the medicinal marijuana approved by the Food and Drug Administration does not contain the THC component that gives a feeling of euphoria, or commonly referred to as getting high. He said the medicinal marijuana contains the CBD component that's needed for the treatment.
There is this false impression that medical marijuana compounds contain THC and everyone will be walking around high and happy. That is not so.
Drugs like Epidiolex are not for all types of epilepsy, as the minister explained.
This drug being approved by the FDA is not a first-line drug to treat all cases of epilepsy. I want to make it abundantly clear. It has been approved for 2 serious types of epilepsy called Lennox-Gastaut and Dravet syndromes.
Also speaking at the event, TTT's own Dion Batiste, who's an advocate, said there is no limit to what persons with epilepsy can accomplish.
The days for stigmatization are long gone. There's nothing that somebody without seizures, can do that I can do.
Epilepsy is a condition characterized by recurring seizures which are brief, temporary disturbances in the electrical activity of the
get
brain.
them in that recovery position as demonstrated by personnel before.
And remember, you can also keep up to date with the latest stories on Facebook and Twitter at TTT Live Online. More to come. Stay with us.
To Sunday, get lost in the world of award-winning films. Green Days by the River, April 21st at 3 p.m. Be viewing TTT to experience the breathtaking film adaptation of Michael Anthony's beloved novel. Voted People's Choice for Best Narrative Feature at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival. Recipient of the Carmichael Award for Exceptional Storytelling at the Barbados Independent Film Festival. Green Days by the River proves that locally produced films will captivate you and transport you to other worlds. A tale of love, loss, and intrigue. Green Days by the River premieres April 21st only on TTT.
The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago has started the ball rolling and welcoming early dialogue with the new President of Cricket West Indies, Ricky Skerritt. He wrote that he was pleased and hoped that a door to far-reaching progressive change is now open. This holds out the prospect for the effecting of the much-needed restructuring of the management of the regional game with some sense of purpose and urgency. The Prime Minister said, "My regional colleagues and I look forward to early contact with the new President, Ricky Skerritt, and his team, effectively to work to a new road which recognizes West Indies cricket as a public good, a heritage of all West Indian citizens to be honored and nurtured." He is also calling for a 2-day colloquium with the fullest participation of all stakeholders, with a view to approving an immediate action plan to construct the new road ahead for West Indies cricket from kindergarten to the halls of fame. While new Cricket West Indies President Ricky Skerritt has been receiving congratulations from the world over, the former Vice President Emanuel Mountain revealed that he had a notion something was up moments before the vote was taken.
Honestly, I heard a few things before, and I told a few people a few things before. So it just showed that some people would not as integrity, as honest as would have been, because of course you had the solid backing from 3 territories. So some people did some things that were a bit underhand, but that is water under the bridge. In cricket, it's about the game. It's about West Indies cricket. It's about doing what's right and moving forward. And it is not good enough to criticize anyone. You see, because the harvest in cricket, in the West Indies particularly, is they're not enough labourers for the harvest.
He lost his position to someone he knows very well in Dr. Kishore Shallow, who beat him by a similar 2-1 margin, 8-4 the final count.
My role in this is obviously to support my president, 100%. Keep him energized, keep him focused, challenge him, and that is my role in this post of vice president. Mountain still remains the president, and he has to lead that process. He has my full support as the president of Windwards, and I don't see any reason why we cannot continue working together to move Windwards cricket and West Indies cricket forward.
TT Super League champs FC Santa Rosa have wasted little time in replacing Derek King as head coach and will have another former TT standout in Sherlin David calling the shots this year. Ruskin Mack has more on how the Arima club intends to defend their Super League title as they eye Pro League football next.
The plan is a simple one. Win, baby. That's the philosophy behind the hiring of former national utility player Sherlin David, who takes over at FC Santa Rosa from the departed Derek King.
We realized last season that Queen's Park have come close, so we have some work to do. We can't sit on our laurels and say, well, we win the league, we could do it again. It's not like that. Everybody have improved over the past 2 seasons. Teams that teams have looking for to improve have improved. So we know going away does be a task. We want to improve on our results away. As I say, we want to continue the winning culture of the club to make it even better. Wherever, as Mr. Alcloy have said, wherever league we are playing in, we'll always be competitive, always trying to be at the top.
David, who also has experience coaching at both the TT Pro League and Super League levels, is ready for the challenge ahead, but is committed to keeping the winning mentality going at the club.
There's a good bunch of players, right? I mean, they did well, right? They work hard, right? But still have little tweaks that we can improve on, right? Because every year, you gotta get better. Every single year. If you stand still, people go by you. So physically, we gotta get better.
According to the man who recommended him to the club, Keith Lookloy, its president is leaving no stone unturned to ensure they are ready for the defense of their title, and is even going foreign for talent.
The Venezuelan community is part of the national community now, and perhaps even more so part of the Arima community. There's a lot of Venezuelans living in Arima, and that is a community that we cannot ignore. And we're looking at two players from Venezuela who are, one is 18 and one is 21, who both have experience playing in the league system in Venezuela. So we're going to be giving them an opportunity as well.
Whatever structure the football takes, Santa Rosa will not be caught off guard and begin preparing in earnest from Monday, April the 1st, as they seek to defend their Super League title. Ruskin Mark, TTT Sports.
Perennial age group powerhouse San Juan Jabloteh continued their winning ways when they tackled W Connections in the TT Youth Pro League out in Bougmalatris. The home team enjoyed their day out, counting 2 wins and a tie against their central counterparts, taking the Under-13 clash 4-1 and with 3-1 winners in the Under-15 division. Then in the Under-17 encounter between the two, Jabloteh took the lead on 3 minutes when skipper Jerick Williams fired home from a tight angle for 1-0 to the San Juan outfit. They went in search of more goals and came close on a number of occasions, but squandered them all. They were made to pay, though, when on 33 minutes, Connections won a penalty and Jabari Lee stepped up and did the needful as it ended 1-1. The TNT national cricket team came up just short in their quest to regain the regional Super 50 title after they lost their unbeaten run against eventual champions Barbados over in Guyana. In the battle of the unbeatens, each with 4 wins from as many matches, the Bajans piled up a massive 242 for 7 in their 50 overs, thanks to 77 from Kaisia Knight and 73 from the dangerous Deandra Dottin. Kaishona Knight, the other half of the two sisters, also spanked 56 in support. Spinner Karishma Ramharak took 4 for 37 for TNT. In reply, the TNT batters could only muster 214, handing the Bajans victory by 28 runs and the retention of the title. Renice Boyce led the way with 39, Stacey Ann King 38, and skipper Marissa Aguilera 32. All contributed, but they were overshadowed by player of the match Dottin, who returned with the ball to claim 6 for 38, to undermine the TNT batting. Turning to horse racing now, where there were some stunning finishes out at Santa Rosa Park on an eventful day at the races. Among the big winners was trainer Jake O'Brien, who made a triumphant return to the track as he landed Santa Cruz Lady, who made all the running under Brian Budram Singh.
Lombard Street is just waiting to pounce on the inside and looking for room as they straighten up now, back and forth in the green colors. That's Integrity. Reggae Rhythm is trying to run on. It's Santa Cruz Lady now who leads, but getting some pressure now from Lombard Street on the inside. Early Bird needs to find more. They have just about 150 meters to go, and Santa Cruz Lady has fended them all off. Santa Cruz Lady sharp in victory in the opener at Santa Rosa Park. Second was Lombard Street, Early Bird. Third, fourth was Reggae Rhythm. And right behind that one came Integrity.
A welcome return to racing, and to win is most impressive for Jake O'Brien. But he is still learning from the masters, and one such veteran trainer, Glenn Mendez, showed him how to do it with his charge, Leonardo Prayer, also going wire to wire.
Up the 400-meter marker, Ricardo Jado brings the second favorite, Leonardo Prayer, and this one has opened up quite stylishly indeed by 4 lengths. In second spot is now Memories, the favorite. Crown Dynasty's run has petered out. On the inside is Dangerous Liaison. They come well inside the final 200 meters, and this race is done and dusted. That's because Leonardo Prayer has this one all wrapped up in the hands of Ricardo Jado. Leonardo Prayer won it, and won it well in the end. In second spot was Memories, third was Crown Dynasty, and fourth, the finish, was Dangerous Liaison.
More to come. Stay with us.
Says informative can be fun. Smile now every morning with Lisa, Rishi, and Carrie as they keep you in the know with what's trending on social media and bring you updates from the worlds of current affairs, sport, technology, and much more. Start your day right and be in the know with what's happening now. Now, shaping tomorrow today. Mondays to Fridays at 6 a.m. on TTT, Talk City 91.1 FM, and streaming live on Facebook at TTT Live Online.
The weather is brought to you in part by the Water and Sewerage Authority. Water, use what you need.
Now, some of you may have heard of the showers across most parts of Trinidad and Tobago last night. It is the dry season still. We haven't begun the wet season. But you may be asking, why is it during the dry season we still get rainfall? Now, the dry season doesn't mean no rainfall. It just means less rainfall than the wet season. And in fact, we have a term for that. It's called fair skies. It's a mixture of basically brief showers, and during the day you get some sunshine, and most of these showers last less than 30 minutes. And that's likely to be the trend as you go through March and April. But the rainfall amounts are still set to be below normal, at least through April and going into May. So that's why the harsh dry season still continues. So for Tobago tonight then, mostly settled, just a brief shower coming through, mostly towards dawn, and you'll notice a few damp spots first thing in the morning, and through the afternoon a few brief showers are likely around Castara and down towards Plymouth. Similarly for Trinidad, if you're in eastern areas, a few brief showers are expected overnight, and this will dampen the hillsides around Arima, Valencia, coming down to Sandy Grande as well. But during the afternoon, the sunshine will be there, and you will enjoy fair conditions for both north, central, as well as south Trinidad. So despite the brief shower coming through, the sunshine will definitely be dominant for most of us through Wednesday. Temperature-wise, by night, looking at lows of 22 degrees Celsius in Trinidad, 24 in Tobago, and it seems as though the fair skies continue on Thursday, and then a lot more sunshine arrives to both Trinidad and Tobago through Friday and carries into the weekend. Now for those heading offshore, we continue to see a moderate chop of 2 meters to the Caribbean and the Atlantic. You'll notice some fresh gusty winds as well of 20 knots from the east, and this will continue with northeasterly swells short at 8 seconds. Now across the central parts of the Caribbean, we've been looking at this area of low pressure here. It has been unsettling conditions across Hispaniola. Dominican Republic does have a flood alerts in effect in some places, and there will likely be a few more showers coming through as they into Wednesday. So it's no surprise then that across the Santo Domingo there will be a few thunderclouds erupting. Across the border in Haiti as well, there will also be some showers that could turn heavy. And for Bridgetown and much of the Eastern Caribbean, it remains fair. Just brief showers and a few bouts of sunshine as you go through the day. So that's your weather, and that's it from me.
The weather was brought to you in part by the Water and Sewerage Authority. Water, use what you need.
Bocas Lit Fest organizers say this year's literary festival promises to be one of the biggest of all. This will be the 9th year of the festival. Founder Marina Solandi Brown is urging writing enthusiasts and poets to be part of it. She was speaking at the launch of the festival today. Charlene Lewis reports.
Founder and Festival Director of the NDC Bocas Lit Fest, Marina Solandi Brown, has stressed the importance of aspiring writers and poets attending the Bocas Lit Fest. She said the festival will expose new writers to publishers, renowned writers, and also provide for them a source of inspiration.
And now more of our writers are making careers and also making our place on the world's literary and cultural map indelible. So our message to all aspiring and beginning writers is this. Come to the 2019 NGC Bocas Lit Fest and take advantage of our many different opportunities to hone your skills and share your work, to network with publishing professionals and be inspired by the books and ideas of our extraordinary lineup of festival authors.
Additionally, she said writers need nurturing and sees this event as critical to them achieving this, as a number of renowned and accomplished international writers will be part of the festival.
As each instance of success comes from one of our writers, it raises international awareness and interest in this country and all our writers. I mention these achievements not just to demonstrate the promise of these individual writers, but to make a key point. Talent is paramount, but is not everything.
One of the highlights of this event, which runs from Wednesday, March 27th and ends on May 5th, is the Open Mic series, which provides the platform for talented writers, poets and spoken word artists to participate.
And our signature Stand and Deliver Open Mic series is the place for budding writers in all genres to face an audience and show them what you've got. The debut of exciting new books are always a highlight to the NGC Booklet Fest. And our lineup of book launches this year is no exception.
To this end, there will also be free seminars on publishing and literacy development for aspiring writers. Sherilyn Lewis, TTT News.
Here are the details of the day's market activity on the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange.
Trading on the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange produced a volume of 522,131 shares with a traded value of $5,451,364.81. Grace Kennedy Limited was the volume leader with 373,689 stock units changing hands. Investors bought and sold the stocks of 15 companies, with 7 increasing, 6 declining, and 2 ending the day unchanged. The composite and the cross-listed indices declined while the All TNT index advanced.
More to come. Stay with us.
On any given day, at any given time,
You can have your say on Talk City 91.1 FM.
Call in, text in, send us an email. All our shows are fully interactive.
whether we're talking politics, sports,
Current affairs, social issues,
culture, and the arts. Stay in the know with our daily news bulletin and breaking news updates.
We're committed to keeping you informed about the world around you.
and yes, we entertain you too with the best Kaiso, steel pan, and local and regional music. We are your address for talk. Talk City 91.1 FM and TalkCity91FM.com.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is enlisting the immediate help of the public in locating an elderly man who is missing. 65-year-old Patrick Peter King was last seen at a home for the elderly in Mangoville Road, Claxton Bay, on Monday, March 25th at 12:05 a.m. Clad in a red T-shirt and a pair of plaid short pants, King is of African descent, 5 feet 6 inches in height, slim built with a brown complexion, and is bald. The public is advised to contact the police at 555-999-911, 800-TIPS, or any police station, or via text and WhatsApp to 8 or 2 482-GARY. That's 482-4279 with any information regarding Mr. King's whereabouts. That's a wrap on this evening's TTT News. I'm Veena Bharat. Have a